I've never had that happen before, but it's starting to split right there.
Alrighty guys, so I'm trying something a little bit different today. I've got a phone that my boss let me use. It's like an S9 or an S10, I think. It's much better than my cell phone, and the cameras actually work really great on it. I'm thinking this will give me some more detail in the videos too, compared to my little camcorder that I've been using. But as you can see already, it's really hot. So I got a couple things I'm working on right now, but this video is a special one. And I'll tell you why in just a second. I just want to show you this. I was really trying to do this in my other video, and I had to scrap most of it to show you the I wanted to do a video on the process of doing this file work, but I wasn't able to do it. I'll have to show pictures when that's cleaned up. So that video that video idea got scrapped, unfortunately, but I've got another project coming up. A buddy of mine requested a custom build, and it's something that's way outside of my comfort zone, something I've never tried before, so I'm really excited to do it. I think it's going to turn out really well, and it'll be a really nice exercise for me in bladesmithing and getting better at this craft as I go. The dimensions on this thing are unreal. This thing is supposed to be like 17 inches overall with an 11.5 inch blade, so it's going to be a big knife, which I love big knives, so this will be really fun. But I'm going to forge it. I'm not going to do stock removal, I'm going to forge it. So I'm going to get the forge fired up. Let's get started on this thing, and hopefully I can get some cool video shots with this with this new setup. So we'll see how that goes. So, all right, let's get started.
I've never had that happen before, but it's starting to split right there. I'm gonna have to be really careful moving forward.
Alright guys, so it's actually been maybe a couple weeks since I've worked on this project, but I wanted to jump back on it because I do have a customer for it, and they're not in a rush, but I don't want to leave them hanging either. This is where we were at when we left off last time, and I still had a long way to go to get this flattened out more, reduced down in thickness, and beveled in. It was giving me a lot of problems. I actually overheated it at one point, and I got some cracking there and somewhere up there. I'm not sure where exactly. Yeah, like right in there. So those areas I could grind out, but it still leaves it up in the air as to whether the integrity of that is sound or not. I can grind out those cracks and hope for the best, but unfortunately what I would rather do is start over. I didn't want to start over on that same thickness material. It is, since it was giving me such a problem. But I was talking to some of my buddies last night, and they gave me a great idea. So I have some other material that is much thinner. Much thinner. So I've already started. I was playing around with it not that long ago and started to forge in a tip. I ended up cutting a piece off here and stuff, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to forge in that tip, profile the whole thing out, because I don't need an excessive amount of width in this area or on the blade. It really is okay to be just about this wide. So as long as I profile this out properly to the correct dimensions and shape, I can just bevel in the edges on the grinder, and it's cheating a little bit, but I think for a knife that is this big, this is going to be an 11.5 inch blade and like 17 inches overall. I was going to do a full tang construction, I've decided no, I'm not. I'm gonna do a hidden tang construction like the original that I was basing this design off of, and that's how we're gonna do it. Let me get the forge fired up and my fan on, and let's get to work. Alright, now that's pretty much how I want it. I straightened it out in the vise a little bit. My vise is crappy, but it's what I got, so it actually worked pretty well though to get it nice and straight again. I'm gonna punch where I want my tang to start, so I can see where I'm supposed to do it, and we'll go do that real quick. Alright, if you're wondering what's up with the rope and the duct tape on the horn of my anvil, my anvil is really noisy and rings really loud, and it starts to bother me after a while. If I wrap a rope around it, around the horn of it, it takes out the ring quite a bit. So that's pretty dead compared to what it was, so I just put the duct tape around to hold the rope on it, and it keeps falling off, so that's all that is. Alright, it's about as thin as I want the tang. I'm going to be grinding on it a little bit too, so I'm leaving some space there. We're going to straighten the whole thing out again. Probably do a couple passes over the whole blade, just get everything nice and perfect. Then we'll clean it up. I'm going to grind the forge scale off, get it cleaned up and ready, and then I'll mark it out, and might end this video, and then the next one will be the grinding and all that good stuff. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see. It looks pretty darn straight. I think that'll do. Alright, so this is what we got so far. I did a little bit of grinding on it, but I think it's looking pretty cool. I gotta look back at the picture. I want to get as close as possible, but I know this is going to have to come back a little bit further, give this even more of a swoop to it. So there's that. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. I got a couple of low spots. I'm going to get them out as best I can. Of course, this is going to be a handmade blade, so I might leave a couple little marks in there because I like to do that anyway. So just let the people know that it's made by hand. So that's kind of how I feel about that. But so far, so good. This is really straight, nice and neat, and I think that worked out really well. Worked out much better than my other attempt. So. Alright, that being said, I'm going to cut this one off, and then we'll do another video, and we'll go through the grinding and all the other stuff. Probably be 3, maybe 4 videos on this knife, because I still have to get the brass and the handle and all that stuff too. It's going to take me a while. Definitely going to take me a little bit of time. I'm going to do a hamon on this too. So I'm going to do a lot of hand sanding on it, get it taken up to a nice grit, and then we're going to put the stuff on there, and then we'll do a heat. When we do our heat treat, we'll hopefully get a hamon out of it. So that's that. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on Patreon. You can check out I'm not even gonna. Don't even worry about Etsy. I'm done with Etsy. Check me out on Instagram, because Instagram is where I post all my stuff, pretty much. Always posting on there. A lot of cool content on there. I'm following a lot of really good makers as well. A lot of good, great content on there from other people as well. So check me out on Instagram. And check me out on Patreon, and I'll see you guys in the next video.